That thing doesn't work.
Yeah. Fuck.
All right. Let's see. Like this is not drifting. I think drift just doesn't work right now for our club.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because Fidelity True is not registering. Or the way it registers is not very straightforward.
Well, all right. That's actually an interesting thing. I can. Let me try put in the input, I guess.
Okay. Why am I so tight? Didn't do anything. I think it's the squatting. The last one.
Dude, I keep seeing this fucking ad. I need to stop fucking spending. Oh, what's that, Pro Max? I need to stop fucking. This is $150, but it's like I would spend it tomorrow. It's basically this guy took like a normal baseball cap and it was like created like a samurai helmet from it. But it's not like it's still like a hat. It just looks so good.
Do you have an image?
Yeah, hold on.
Does it have ears?
Yeah, I'll show you.
It has ears?
Yeah, well, it like the horns, you know, like the Oni horns and shit.
Sure. Alright, I guess, yeah, that registered as ears. For your silhouette.
Yeah, yeah.
It just has to have something.
Hold on. Ignore the, ignore the mask. I wouldn't buy it with the mask. But it's in lounge chat.
Bro. This looks...
I wouldn't buy it with the mask. I think the mask is kind of cringe. But the...
No, it's cringe all the way.
The hat is
you know what it
fucking
reminds
sick.
me? It reminds me of the anti-Japanese war movies I've seen when I was a kid in China. It's the type of hat they were.
The hat is fucking so sick.
Bro, please don't buy it.
No, I will.
Please.
Not now. I'm trying to be a little bit more like a little more frugal at the moment, but I will.
Sure. Well, I don't know. Maybe it works on you. I don't see anyone else wearing it.
Well, hopefully, so they don't get expensive. I feel like $150 for a hat is pretty gratuitous, even by my standards. So that's why I'm like, that's tough, you know.
Yeah. What do you say the biggest spending? Like, which aspect do you spend your money the most?
Well, like, do you mean? I mean, like outside of necessities,
in general,
obviously. Like outside of
yeah,
my rent
outside,
and all those things.
yeah, just leisure money.
It's definitely clothes. It's definitely fashion. Yeah, 100%. Like it's I wouldn't necessarily buy like if I had a lot of money, I wouldn't be like just spending a shitload on like crazy like designer clothing and shit. But I would like if there's something that I think is cool, I will just always want to see if I can buy it like in the moment, basically.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't matter the price. Like if it's expensive or cheap. Like obviously if it's incredibly expensive, I probably just wouldn't buy it. But if it's if it's super cheap, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like if it's just like if it's something that's cool, I'll get it. And
like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's probably the biggest one. If I could eat out a lot, I would eat out a lot. Like, you know, like like good food's always nice. But I'm not like, I don't need to go to like crazy good restaurants all the time or any of that kind of shit, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, so clothes and food.
Mostly clothes, yeah, to be honest. Like I would just put the rest of the
brother
money back into clothes.
Yeah, your brother was saying you have one of the most expensive wardrobes.
Really? That asshole. Yeah. He's got way more expensive clothes than me, the dickhead. I have weird clothes. He's got expensive clothes.
Well.
Like he's got like really, really nice shit.
LV.
No, I'm talking like Laura Piana. Fucking like.
Yeah.
Like real fucking shit. Cause my brother, I love how I'm saying this on stream too. My brother he's a man who loves, like, he's very particular about materials. So like
Yeah.
he loves like really nice materials. So really nice denim, really nice cotton, really nice cashmere. Like that's his priority. And naturally that's where things will get the most expensive.
Yeah. It's always. But I feel like a lot of the expensive, like really, really expensive clothes are mainly like you pay a lot for the brand. It's like the material's nice for sure, but like the brand plays a big part.
Yeah.
For me, it's always games and hardware. Headphones, screens, PS5, controllers, mouse, keyboard, yeah, shit like that. I'm so glad I found a game that when I'm like impulsively spending money in, I can still get it back. Like that was not the case for the longest time.
Yeah.
You have to, it's crazy, like, cause I used to spend so much in the game, and I just like go back and look at the bill at the end of the year and be like, holy shit, did I really just spend that much in fucking games? Like, I used to spend a lot in like soccer games, and you know, it's like sunk cost, like you can't get it back. It's also like, because they keep coming out with like new players and better players, so it's basically a waste. So after a year, it doesn't mean shit anymore. Like basically, it's like I spent it for nothing, other than the joy and fucking pride at that moment when I'm in the game. It's really sad. You know what? I just don't think that I can be productive in coding today.
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't feel it in me. Like it's a wrong move for coding.
No, it's okay. I get it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Usually Sundays for me are like I book it out as the day that I do nothing. So I'll like work, and then Sunday's the day that I do nothing. It's like kind of the day that I always try and reset. But I just like Friday, Saturday night, I was out both those nights, so I was like, let me catch up.
Yeah. I just feel like I haven't taken like a break for a long time.
No,
like,
it's important.
It's been on ever since like the beginning of the year. So I had like this thesis grind, and then I jumped straight into, you know, this, and then GDC. It's like, I'm like a fucking spring that's impressed.
Yeah, I think in a really, KT, something that's really important is burnout is like a I sometimes think it's kind of cringe, but also it's important to understand like what it is too, you know, and kind of where it comes from, you know.
What is it?
Well, at least in my opinion, it stems a lot from not losing interest, or not like, it's not like losing interest in something you like doing, or, you know, being frustrated with something that you're doing, or getting bored with something what you're doing, or like losing the passion for something that what you're doing. Those are all just symptoms of it. To be honest, when you're working on something, especially something that you feel like has any amount of pressure, you know, you have this tension that just kind of comes into your life, right? Because your life is unpredictable, right? Especially for people like us, where we're in a position where like our success or failure is determined entirely by ourselves. You know, we're not working at a giant company that could, you know, like last for 4 or 5 years before there are any big problems, and I can kind of just work and work and work, and as long as I do my job, I'm kind of okay, you know, that kind of stuff. It's like the whole company, our ability to do this going forward, our like future prospects and this whole thing and all that kind of stuff, and even that all has everything has personal implications, right? So then naturally, like even just things like this mechanic that we're working on right now, it's very easy for you to sort of subconsciously think that like this is incredibly important because it has all these downstream effects, right? And so because of that, there's just a tension that it kind of enters into your life, right? And what burnout is, especially for me, is essentially when that tension, like holding on to that tension for too long without like allowing myself to let it go. Right? Like any day, even when I'm not working, that's the thing. Like even when you're not working, you may still be thinking about it, or you may still like kind of have that tension in your body, more or less. And the thing is the hardest thing to do, but also one of the most important things to do, is to learn to be able to let that tension go for even like a day. And recognize that this day is not going to make the difference in the grand scheme of things. Or in reality, being able to completely let go today will be better because you'll be better next week, or because of it, or tomorrow because of it. And if you don't do that, what will often happen is that you will end up in like a feeling like you've been sort of worn down, but you wonder why, because you've had something that feels like time off. Maybe you had a vacation, or maybe like we took the trip to GDC that was like, we weren't coding, we were mostly sort of like hanging out. Even the week before GDC, like, but it still feels like you didn't get any rest from it because you had that tension still sort of like sitting in there. And so what I do like to do is I always just like to make a day in the week, usually Sunday, because that's when there's no real obligations, that's the day where I have to put it away. Now, it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's just something that you can do easily, but if you can just like put it away, put everything down, and allow yourself to let go, and that it's okay to let it go, that you don't need to be coding, you don't need to be doing any of the things. There's nothing better than you can be doing than letting it all go right now. Like that's actually work that you're doing. It'll help a lot.
I think for me, I resonate a lot of these feelings, but it's a little different.
Sure.
It's that I don't tend to think that much about other stuff when I work on something. Like when I get into work, it's like when I look at the drift, it's just the drift for me. I don't think about the implications of, you know, what this mechanic mean, or like, you know, for our future, or like none of that shit. Like I don't think about it.
Well, that's good.
It's
that's really strong.
For me, it's just like one thing at a time. And, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people recently, like just realizing that how fucking incredible like my work is comparing to theirs, because it sounds like they're fucking dreadful like every day. Like it's insane. But, you know, like recently it's been more difficult starting probably last week to just getting into that zone and to start working on things without thinking other stuff. So obviously, you know, when I don't work, when I'm just like eating food, when I'm just like waking up in the morning, like I think about stuff. But when I work, I don't think about stuff. It's the transition that's been the problem for me. So it's harder and harder to get into that work zone, and that's where I feel like the burnout happens. It's like yeah, today, I should work, and I just like sitting in front of the screen and just feel like I can't focus. I can't focus like I used to. So that's where I feel I'm a little tired.
No, and no, remember that's not it's a temporary thing. First off, it's not like you've lost the magic. You're just like, you're just in a moment. But what I'm hearing is that like when you're not working, your mind is a little bit more broad, right? And it should be basically like, at least for me, like everybody's different. But for me, one of the most helpful things was to try and develop a pattern of when I'm on, but when I'm off, I'm completely off.
Yeah.
And
it's like the opposite for me. That's so weird. It's like when I'm off, I'm off. When I'm off, I'm on.
And
you get that?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
It's weird.
And for me, it's because like when I'm working, I want to allow myself to be in that mindset, but when I'm not, I have to sort of allow myself to not think or focus or worry about anything. But the hardest thing for me often is if I feel like there are things that are still on the table, so to speak, like things that aren't done or things that aren't in a good enough state where I can leave them alone, I struggle to let them go. And I struggle to switch off entirely. And I think there's just been also a lot of things over the past couple of weeks that we haven't been able to take off the table. Like a lot of mechanics, a lot of like bigger things about the game, about when it's coming out, about like what the pre-alpha looks like, all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of things that have all kind of come quite quickly that have taken a lot of that like headspace, at least for me.
Yeah, I get it. It is stressful. I'd imagine specifically, like especially for you, because I don't know. I think a lot of the broader picture of the game, like you're mostly in charge of. So I guess the dates, the schedule, the dev logs, like stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's like the team's counting on you on that. So like I'd imagine it'd be really stressful at times.
Yeah, it's just mindful. That's all it is, But anything that you have to think about is something that you could not be thinking about, And like, if I were to ask you, hey, don't think about an elephant right now, you can't do it, right? Now an elephant just popped into your head, right? You can't have a negative thought. So trying to say, I need to not think about this is a fool's errand. It will always be there to some extent, right? What is important is that you can basically say, I'm thinking about this, fine, but me thinking about it doesn't do anything for me right now. Like, or me worrying about it, or me wondering about it, or me thinking about anything other than nothing basically at this moment doesn't help. It's not going to help me. It's not going to do anything for me. It's not going to make the game better. In fact, the thing that's going to make the game better is me allowing myself to just be a little bit more chill. And to me, I feel like it always just like takes 80% in some of those things. So if you want to chill out, man, like I would go for it. I think that's a much more like valuable use of your time than sitting around and trying to go through vehicle physics. I'm going to be totally fine. I can hang out and stick into this for a little while, so there's no obligation, there's no pressure.
Hear me out. Okay, so here's the thing. For me, it's when I don't think about, it's either thinking about my sort of like other things, like my life situations, or I think about the game. It's one or the other. So half of the time, my head is in like, I want this game to be, how I want the mechanics to be, how I want the vehicles to be, like these kind of things. I think about them independently from other things, such as, okay, fucking H1B shit, fucking insurance shit, fucking pay my rent, that sort of thing. And I would much rather think about the game most of the time. That's why my head is always in the game most of the time. It's because I want to escape from these, other aspect of what I have to deal with. And yeah, so that's like my mode switch. It's like switching from drift mode to fucking driving mode.
Yeah, no, I get it.
The game is the fun shit. It's the drift mode for me.
Yeah. No, and I wouldn't lose that. I think it's a great thing. It's when it's an escape like that. It's a really valuable thing.
Yeah, but it's just at times I have to think about it. Just the other stuff. Oh, and I think the result for the lottery is out. I text Chris. But
you a millionaire, KT?
I hope he. No. Not the H1B lottery.
Oh, I thought you meant like because there is a Powerball lottery. I was like,
yeah, I'm not just like sitting here waiting to win the fucking lottery. That's so pathetic. But yeah, I do want to get that H1B. I hope he actually put it in. I know it's like, it sounds like there's very little chance to actually get picked, but there's always hope, and I've always been lucky, so something to look forward
to. Yeah, well, actually, who knows? Hold on. Yep. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it looks like they just March 24th. Yeah, the second round.
Yeah. And I don't think I can look up the results.
I think he's got to sign into UCIS. CIS. Yeah.
But yeah, whenever he replies, I'll check with him.
Okay.
But when this kind of situation happens, where I'm like, hard for me to focus and talk about like these stuff and be efficient while I'm doing it, might as well I'll give myself a task and deliver by a deadline. That's always my cope strategy for that situation.
It's a good one. Yeah, so, it's focusing.
So I will give myself something to do and deliver by, I don't know, Monday. Monday night. Is there something, do you think at this point, would you rather have us be together and sort of talk about this, or would you rather have us sort of like go separate, divide the task, and try to cook up something and then look at it together to see if that's what we want to do?
I mean, I'm open to a lot of things, man. I think a very important thing was that we understood what the car was doing and where to find our little version of it, Now, the next thing is, I think, just figuring out this drift scenario. If we can get something that feels fun, or it just feels good and responsive. And ideally, also potentially just, I don't know, like, there's some of these slight behaviors that are still fucking with me a little bit, like when the car like whips around off of a bump.
That's very sim, like that behavior is very, very sim.
Well,
so it's not arcadey.
It is, yeah, it feels simmy, but it also is weird because like a car wouldn't do that. So like something's wrong, like or something's strange. Like
Wait, I want to make sure I know what you're talking about. Is it like when you hit like a bump, like a pretty high bump on one side of the wheel, and then it sort of like trying to recover,
whips around, yeah. And what should happen is that front wheel should lose traction.
Yeah.
Like that's what should happen, and the car should just like slide a little bit.
Keep going.
You know, and it should be fine. But there's like something about our sideways friction that like we have 100% grip. So like the grip is literally just like fucking whipping this car around, and there's no it's not like letting itself up. So something's happening with the sideways friction that isn't like allowing the car to naturally like. That could be a consequence of the driving controller being arcadey, where like you have to enable drift via like an input.
Like input.
Yeah. But like if it can just allow the friction to like kind of go, maybe like a dynamic side friction that just like releases, you know, on a curve or something like that. Like that's just, I don't know, like that's like something's wrong there. Yeah. Now admittedly it's a bit of an edge case, but it's one that I would love to get rid of. If we can get rid of that and the add like a nice slide, then I'd be like really into it. So in theory, if we want, we could split up those two tasks amongst us, right? So now like the sideways friction, as long as the drift, like we can get them to be like different things, merging them might not be as bad, but like point is like those two things, we could work on them like individually if we want.
Here's the thing though, do we want the drift and power drift to be two different modes? Because that sounds like three modes to me.
Yeah, sorry, by drift is the wrong term. Like I just want to avoid this edge case of where like the car whips around, you know? And I feel like that normally gets avoided because the car just loses traction on that front tire, you know?
Sure.
So that front tire just like, you know, like doesn't grip 100% basically. And that's
but you know how it sounds like a similar situation where we need to, you know, handle the car being in the air. That's like a similar situation. But like before that, I sort of want to just fair. Like, talk about the more general, like how many modes are we gonna have on this car?
That's fair. But like, I don't know, it just feels something fundamental. That's why it's kind of scaring me.
It's like a fundamental flaw in fear that's gonna be in our system.
That like if we build shit on top of it, we would like we would like fuck up if we change.
Crumble. It'll crumble and fall. That's what we know.
But then it could also be isolated, you know. But to your point, you know, like I think understanding exactly how we can, like,
it's how we want the vehicle to be.
Yeah. Simpler is better. That's always my thing here. Like, simple. The less variables, the better to some extent. Like, so, but yeah, I mean, man, I'm open to it. I'm gonna be figuring this out anyway, so if you have something that you feel like is gonna help you just kind of refocus to something else, I would go for that for the time being. I don't know, if you have suggestions, go for it.
Because I was going into this, I was thinking about like a more standardized forces on center of mass directional system. Like that's the system for our drift. We use the same system for driver drift. We use this system for the part drift. And because it's all like decoupled from input, like we want it to be decoupled from input. We can add shit to this really easily. Like if we later have like a party interaction thing, we can just call like whatever is making the drift there instead of calling it on the driver, and that makes implementation a lot easier. So as long as we can, like, my goal here is to find a standardized drift system where we don't need to rely on input.
Right, I get what you mean.
So like, I want it to be directional because that's basically, we can, like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be like precisely 360 directional, like it does different shit in like every angle. It doesn't have to be like that. We can clamp that shit into like 4 directions, like from left, right, back, right? Simple. But it does have to be somewhat directional, because we want players to play with it, play with the parts, play with the way they drive, and I don't want it just to be like a button press and something happens sort of deal.
Yeah.
So basically I don't want a static button that does one thing and another static button that does another thing. It has to be situational. So that's why I'm like insisting on the directional, because if you think about drift, it is inherently directional. We're changing nothing of it. Like we're trying to make a system where you can go left, right, front is like acceleration, back is like a sudden brake. That's all we're trying to do.
Yep.
We make this our sort of like power drift system. That's all we try to do. And we use this system in different scenarios. Either for the driver, they can drive with this auto drift on, or for like another player who interact with the parts, they can influence the behavior of the vehicle through this system. So this is one centralized system which defines our vehicle behavior on the ground.
Right. This is interesting. Huh.
There's only a very small part of your screen that's
I know.
shared screen.
I know. Yeah. Sorry. I'll share this in a second, but to calculate the exact position that the car should be at every frame.
Yeah, but if you want to, I can take on the side friction while you try to figure out the weird problem.
Implementing steering. Car's position along a circle based on its current tangent speed. The radius of the circle depends on how far the player is steering using their controller. There's a drift button. Then the radius is even tighter when pressed. Interesting. Wait, circle-based...
What are you reading? Is it an article about drift?
Yeah, there's this cool... So this guy had a method that I think simplifies a lot of things for us, potentially. So here's what he does. I don't know. This might be what our vehicle controller does under the hood, but I don't know. So we have this whatever they call it is Ackerman steering, right? Which is where like steering's in a circle, right?
Sure.
But this guy basically, let me make myself bigger here. So this guy has this like you'll see on the right here, there's this like circle, you know? You can see like where the circle pops up. Basically, he has this circle that he dynamically resizes, which is like the turning radius based on like the throttle, like basically how fast the car is going. But then also if he presses the drift button, all it does is it just resizes the circle smaller. Like, functionally speaking, that's all it does. Now, behind the scenes, you can do, like, some, you know, like, you can change you can, like, make the car, like, twist and all that fun stuff. But, like, you know, you can change the model, right? You know, it doesn't matter about the visual, you know? And but in actuality, the rigid body's just following this tighter circle, basically.
That's kind of smart. I mean, yeah, we did talk about decoupling the rigid body individuals. So
okay, this is interesting then. All right, hold on. I think we have maybe a move forward because we do have a turning radius, you know, in the car controller, right? So all we should do is with the drift, just try and dynamically resize the turning radius when you turn on the drift. So, like, by default, the turning radius is so big, but when you turn on the drift, the turning radius just gets smaller. The speed doesn't change, nothing else changes. The turning radius just gets smaller. I would try that.
Sure.
Like don't fuck with anything else to do with the drift, like traction, anything like that yet. Just make the turning radius smaller. And and then we can work on like the you know the
decoupling of the rigid body individual.
Yeah, and then we can fuck with the traction a little bit. Like we can see like, oh, if like you get a little bit more slippy, like, you know, just play with like the drift physics. Like maybe that can that'll work.
Yeah.
But
think about the parts though. Like what? So say you do some part shit. What's gonna happen here with this system?
You mean like if I wanted to do the thing where you like jump to the right or something?
Yeah. That could be a separate thing, right?
Yeah, I think we can still do. All right. Hear me out. This might be like kind of fucking stupid because we're colliding physics. We're basically colliding things that happen on a fixed update window with things that happen on an update window. But we could try overlaying a layer that does like direct translation.
Directional physics.
Yeah. Just like, or even just direct like translation, just vector 3 translation, you know, like just fucking like bing, like just this like move the car now. Now I know that fucks with the rigid body.
A moving rigid body.
Yeah, which is fucked up because I know rigid bodies don't like to be moved around. But or just we can try fucking with direct force impulses. Just see what happens. You know? Yeah.
Like decrease the side friction and just fucking push it to one side.
It, you know?
Yeah.
And just see what happens.
Whatever. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's try this system first because it's easy to implement.
Yeah.
But with this, I do want to get sort of like the first prototype of decoupled visual and rigid body to work. So I want the body of the car to not be the actual box, rigid body driving box that it is. Like when I drift, I still want the car to turn to it has to look like a drift, right? It can't just be like a smaller turn.
Sure.
So we need to get that feeling right.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna really feel it as the driver as much, admittedly, because you're at the front of the car.
I don't know. I think I feel it the most as the driver.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, the visual side, because like, wait, if you're in a car, right, and you drift like, imagine I'm steering here, right, and I drift the car, right. The back of the car swings out like this, right? Mm-hmm. Now, yes, I'm now looking in a new direction, but if I just went turned, it'd be like kind of the same thing. So the perspective is more minimal compared to the viewer. So like, yes, we need to implement it for sure. We need to decouple those two things, but just try the feel first. Like what does it feel like, and then you can like change the body of the car. Because I think basically what it's gonna feel like driving, especially in that first person view, like just the feeling of having that tighter turn radius and being able to take that tighter turn radius at speed.
Sure.
I think like I don't know, like I'm curious about that.
We'll get the mechanics out first, and then the feel next, like the actual drift.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Because there is still shit to think about with the drift. Because like for instance, with the drift, right? Like if you counter steer, right? If I'm drifting one direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to turn that direction really sharp, right? But the other direction, I would have to exit the drift and then pop into the other one. You know, Mario Kart, right? Like if I'm drifting left, if I were to turn right when I'm drifting left, I'll go straight.
Yeah.
You know? So like here you can kind of see when he drifts here, boom, like you see how that like it widens a ton.
Yeah.
And that's because
it's like you're going straight.
Yeah, a person's turning right when he's in a drift that's left, right? So it's
Which
like
makes sense.
Yeah. So the dynamic resizing of this radius, it's like when you're in the drift mode, like if I'm turning in the drift direction, so like I've drifted left, I'm turning in that drift direction to the left, you resize the turning radius lower, right? But then if I turn right, while still in that drift to the left, it needs to go massive. Yeah.
So it's almost like you can't turn. It's like you're sliding. That's like the simulated sliding effect. This is actually really smart. Whose paper is it?
It's fucking this guy. I'll send it.
Yeah, put it in the code chat.
Yeah, it's not even a. It's just the second half where it says arcade physics basically, and it just has a paragraph on it. It's really not very long, so you're not gonna get a whole lot from it. But this video right here, this GIF is everything we need to know.
Very helpful. Yeah, very very helpful. Because we do have this circle. Like
we do.
We have this circle.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe our drift doesn't need to fuck with the side friction at all.
Right, exactly.
And the side friction could just handle the part interaction.
Yeah.
Which that I'm also cool with.
Would be so much easier.
Yeah, as long as we have like clear lines between these two and they work together, like I'm fine with it. All right, I'll try that then.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then I'll give myself till tomorrow night to figure this out.
All right, sounds good. In the meantime,
hopefully with the visual, but
we'll see. No rush on that, but fuck it. I mean, okay. In the meantime,
If you wanna do like the climb prediction shit, because we do need that eventually.
Good point.
or like just look into it. I think
Yeah.
that's a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, because we still want to get back together to talk about this and
Yeah.
the
That's a good
implications
point.
of what this system means.
Yeah.
So before you kind of go on the separate way of working on this same thing,
Yeah.
let's keep it consistent for now and just have one person work on it.
Okay.
Just try to look into client prediction. Talk with the Bena if he has time.
Yeah.
And yeah, the earlier we sort of like figure that out, the better, because that's
Yeah.
like that's the elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'll do
Unless you
that.
want to work on avatars, which I doubt.
Honestly, I was thinking about it. I was like, that could be kind of fun.
That could be kind of fun. Like occasionally, aside from the network shit, client prediction, you want to work on something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the grab system right now. Like
Yeah.
if there's some change to it.
Well,
you'll
if
know
we're
it
gonna do a
today.
change in the design, we would need to change the grab system.
Mhm.
From just to, like, how it works. Basically, it would actually be more like a
Yeah.
traditional grab, but like the hand
Yeah.
would just be on would the hand would move. So like it would
Yeah.
still be like a collider based grab where like normally where you go up and pick up something, but the
Yeah.
difference is the hand like fires.
Slaps.
So like the hand, you got to try and hit the object with the hand basically.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I do think if we were
I think that could be funny in a way.
no, I think it really would be. I just think if we had that system for it not to be frustrating, I would want like a sliver of magnetism.
Mm.
Like if a hand wants to find like parts, kind of, you know. So
Sure.
like if the hand like enters maybe a like the I mean, I don't want to
It
just
snaps.
have I don't want to have trigger colliders on trigger colliders in this fucking game, but like some hitbox, like big hitbox for the part,
The part.
the hand like moves towards the part and like attracts
Yeah.
towards it basically.
But hey,
Uh,
we have a crosshair now. Like if
Yeah,
you
but
miss a
like
part, it's kind of your problem.
what no, like are you really gonna aim? I don't want the player to aim in front of their face. Like I think that doesn't make sense, to be honest. I think the crosshair, like okay, the reticle.
No. Yeah, the reticle. I'm talking about the reticle,
Okay.
not the fucking visual on the head.
Yeah, but like also, I like the reticle is very good for the like the grapple and shit. But like I would also just like this supplementary if it's gonna be like this, Maybe it's
We
just
can make it really subtle for
yeah,
sure.
like
But we need that kind of thing if we're
it's like
gonna
aim
ever.
assist. It's like aim assist. That's
Yeah.
what it is basically.
No, it's the crosshairing FPS. Without it, you can't play the game.
Yeah. But also just like aim assist too, where it's like even if you have that crosshair, just having that little bit of magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is
I
this
feel you.
this aim assist happens after you fire because we can't take control of the player's camera, right? So we like this if you fire the object and it's like it's a bit of forgiveness after the fact.
Yeah. Wait, you know what we can do? We can make the aim assist sort of be on the crosshair, not on the hand, because that involves like trigger colliders and shit. But if we have the algorithm that sort of just like locks the reticle to nearby objects,
Yeah, and then
right?
fires it to that.
Then fire it straight at it.
That's almost better, to be honest.
Yeah, because this is not like a center of screen. Like in FPS, it would be hella annoying if the crosshair is like bouncing around, not being at the center of the screen. But we don't have a screen. This is like a 3D shit. So if it snaps to object, like it makes sense because it's helping you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But if you want to work on that, like I'm happy to sit with you and talk about it while you do that.
It's not a bad shout. I would need the. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's not a bad shout.
Because I keep talking about the grab and grapple and shit. I think you'll you'll like understand it more if you spend like a day or two working on it. You'll see what I mean by okay, the driving is kind of whack after that. You know, you'll see that naturally.
I get what you mean. Okay.
It depends on what you want to do.
No, it makes
really
sense. It makes sense.
Doesn't matter.
Alright, fuck it. Even though I don't want to, like, I just know there's a mountain of input shit that we gotta figure out. There's some tech debt. No, now's the time to do it, so fuck it. Alright. I'll do that. I'll make that my same thing for around the same time, basically. Same time frame.
You mean like the avatar?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just the grab system.
Yeah. Like, I think that could be fun.
Ooh.
If it's collider based, then it could be blocked by other shit in a way. And you know, there are edge cases. But at least, yeah, it'll be a new system. And yeah,
well,
that will also mean that grapple needs rework.
Theoretically, we could. Well, I think it's worth doing the collider because it makes for more emergent stuff. That's like interesting. But we could just cheat it because if, to your point, you have the reticle that locks onto things.
Yeah.
Now you can just fire the raycast to that reticle, and it's like a. Then it's just
cheat it.
It's a determined outcome at that point, you know.
Yeah. But I do wanna.
I do like the collider though. I think it's better.
Yeah, I the reason I bring it up is I'm seeing a possibility that we're eventually gonna move into this guerrilla tag land, and that character basically what they have is a physics entity. So they move their character completely off of physics. So we want to keep that sort of consistent with our grapple and grab. If that character movement is going to be full physics, it means that our grapple and grab needs to be at least not completely like transform moving or shit like that. It has to be physics based. So say I'm like punching the ground, then I launch myself up like gorilla attack, right? I don't want to be like dragged towards the point while my like physics is falling down, but I'm getting moved by this script and it's like a whole mess, you know. It doesn't feel good. So yeah, that means my grapple needs rework, and I'm fine with it. Eventually we're gonna need to find a consistent system.
Yeah, and look, the more I think about it, like I will, like I have to think about what it's gonna be, and I think there's an element of asking the players, but also understanding that hey, it's our game, and if we want to make a statement, we should. I'm still, I would love this world where we don't do this. You know, we don't like.
Yeah.
You know, like, you don't press a grab and you, like, do this. I just do love this idea that you're shooting out your hands and you're, like, you know, it's just a different, it's a different world, you know, it's just new. It's just new. Like, it's just, it's fun and new. And
that I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't want a hand that
but, like,
goes animated.
You know, when we get into things like Gorilla Tag and it will have these big foam hands out anyway and things like that, you know, I'm honest enough to ask the question to players, like, do you hate this? If they do, I might still be like, fuck it, we're doing it anyway, but, like, I think there's a lot of shit that we have to think about with like how that if we were to have like gorilla tag movement or something like that, like it would just kind of look a bit scuffed if you had these big foam hands that you were just, but maybe that's not a problem. Because I also do still really like the socket system.
Yeah. So,
and I would really like the idea that like you grab something and then it like replaces your hand. And now that hand, like, if we had
It's
Gorilla
something
Tag
else.
movement, it'd be funny as fuck if you could only move with one hand.
No, but for Gorilla Tag though, when they have shit in their hand, they can still move themselves with it. Like
I
if you have a
know.
stick, you move with the stick.
But it's because you
Right.
still have your hand, you know? Like, imagine you didn't. Or like,
I don't know, man. That would be.
maybe your movement's like a little bit hindered. Because the reason for that is, like, if you could still move but not quite as well, like, then if I have two hands that are guns or something like that, I'm on the vehicle.
So you can't move anywhere.
But like, maybe you can move places, but it's like, it's less optimal. It's like a little bit less optimal. You can't grapple. You can't like jump a whole, like gorilla taggy type shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you just
I
are
mean,
like,
I guess you can still jump or like move around, but you can't grapple. I think that's a big enough like annoyance
maybe
for
yeah,
them to feel stuffed.
maybe that's a good point.
So like, you don't wanna have them feel like they're like handicapped
Encumbered, yeah.
when they have
Encumbered is tough.
But yeah, I see a world where Gorilla Attack movement can be really fun in this setting with the physics grab, like shooting out hand shit. It could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, good thing is I know how to implement that.
Well, that's good.
Because I've done it. Yeah, but to my point earlier, it's all rigid body physics. None of the transform up, transform forward shit. So everything's forces. If we wanna have that in mind, you gotta do this. That way. Like we gotta do this a certain way.
Right. Yeah. Okay, well, let me make an offline prototype of it first.
Sure. I mean, this is anything character, to be honest, is offline.
Yeah, but grab's not.
Oh yeah, grab is more. Yeah, it has more shit to
Grab's more of like a There's a lot more going on. So I'm gonna make an offline prototype of this. Like grabbing with like a shooting out something and grabbing it.
Yeah. Put a cube, like a flat cube, on both hands and have it like shoot out.
Yeah, basically. And we'll see. We'll see what that's like.
Be fun, yeah.
How rope physics is the rope? Like, how many joints
It's not
does it
a
have
rope.
in it? Does it have
It's
any
not
joints?
a rope. It's a fake. It's a fake.
Well,
right now,
it's a fake rope, but how many joints does it have? It like then the grapple thing.
Infinite. As long as. So okay, Ed Ward did it somehow. I don't fully understand, but basically he made a joint where I have one point, starting point, and I have one end point. I just need to move the end point anywhere, and the rope sort of is instantiated in between with like a joint. But okay, let me show you something that might be helpful.
So it like to basically to clarify, like if it were to be curved, it would curve like fully, or would it have like a point?
I think it would have points. I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
mean,
it has
fine.
points.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. It's that's just splitting hairs, you know.
Yeah.
What's good, Stickle Wings? How you doing, man?
But I came across this asset a while ago. Always wanted to try to do one of the projects, but never had the chance. It's OB rope.
Is it like
I don't know if you
actual
heard
rope
of it.
physics?
Yes.
Rope physics
It's
are
sick.
expensive as fuck. I can tell you that. But
I bet it is. But they did say it's like optimized a lot.
a
So
word, World of Electronics.
they,
Hell yeah.
I think
Like
they have the emphasis
soldering and everything like that. That's always lit.
like, optimized for physics. But take a look
Yeah.
in the long chat. But if we have this physics, it'll be fucking lit.
You know. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's a physics rope right there. That is pretty sick.
Yeah. It would, this opens up so many like gameplay shit.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the grapple was really just
Oh,
woo.
what's up?
Oh, what's
Yeah.
up, Brenna? How you doing, man?
Poppin' gents.
Yo. We so good news. Some good news, I think.
Okay.
So KT's gonna try this tomorrow, but this implementing racing thing I dropped, it makes in code. It makes so much sense. This guy was basically talking about arcade steering, right? And he was like, the way he does arcade steering and drifting and power sliding and stuff is you have the turning radius of the car, right? And he just resizes that turning radius based on like how fast you're going, or like if you hit the drift button and you drift in the direction of the drift, it like makes it smaller, you know? And then that's really all that matters. Like, you're just turning a tighter turning radius, or you're turning a bigger turning radius. I mean, that is really what effectively these things do. And then it's just, you can just change the visuals of the model, you know, to like drift and all that shit, you know? So like all this shit about like needing to dynamically adjust friction to like effectively get this result is dumb. Like, we should probably just keep friction, like our side friction and everything, kind of a constant, and then just resize the turning radius and everything like that. Because we do have it in the vehicle controller. You know, we have that like turning radius with the Ackerman steering that we can just like make bigger or smaller. And we should just dynamically resize this based off of like what's going on with the car, like if it's going really fast or slow, you know. And yeah, so I think that's the move for how we're gonna crack this steering nut and also create like very easy power sliding that satisfies pretty much everything we want. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. It seems like such an intuitive concept when you think about it. It's kind of right in front of your face. But so KT's gonna try that for later tomorrow, like, and then I'm gonna work on some Avatar shit. But anyway,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so you can see on like the right here, like you can see this like blue circles like getting bigger and smaller and shit. And that's basically it. So like he enters like a drift and it like gets really tight, and then he's entering a drift, and you can see even like when you know, like when you're in a drift, like a power slide to one direction, if I steer to the right, you know, even if I'm playing Mario Kart, it's not like I suddenly turn right, I just go straight, you know? Because, like, that's what a slide is, right? If you counter steer, you're just going to go straight. It's like you would just resize the turning radius to, like, huge, so that you're just moving straight, more or less. Or you're moving, you know.
Right.
And
so we're never losing traction.
Right.
Say, you have perfect traction.
Yeah.
We're just going to adjust your turn.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Literally. And so then the actual, like, rigid body car is always pointed down the turning radius. It's always aligned straight. But then the car model can, like, you know, like, be just
Tilt
moved,
or do
you know?
shit.
Yeah. So it's, yeah, so we're gonna give that a go. So I'm stoked about that, because I feel like if we have that, like, we're good. There is one behavior that I think has to do with the sideways friction, which is that, like, snapping around thing that we see. And I think that's because we have perfect, like, traction always. Like, there's no, like, lose traction currently, I think. Based on force. Like, I think for some reason the controller's not, like, losing traction. And I think that's all that would need to happen in that circumstance. Like, you hit the nose and it, like, just, like, the front wheel should just, like, not grip 100%. But I don't know. We can revisit that in a little bit more of, like, a isolated way, but so if we can get those two things, I'm, like, moving on from driving for this alpha. Like, that's pretty much it.
I feel it. Yeah, I just hopped on to say, not related to this, but that issue with the client not being able to drive. So I just took what was on this branch, and I was just trying to check, have y'all made any changes to that? That I should, like, factor into that? Because basically I just rewrote the vehicle interaction system to have the new occupancy stuff, so everything happens there. So clients should be able to jump on the same cars as you guys assume and drive. We could test it tomorrow, because obviously you guys did a lot, but wanted to check if anything's changed that I should know.
Not really.
I don't think we changed anything yet, based off of, like, what we did on Friday and shit, or Thursday. We haven't changed anything from then. I tweaked some values and fucked around with some stuff and validated the whole car thing, you know, with the sizing and everything like that. But it was just testing, so that was it.
Okay, bet. All right, yeah, we should be good.
Sounds good.
Sick. Well, sweet.
And Roik, if you look at this rope thing,
Yeah.
it is not rigid body and joint based. It's particle based.
Whoa, that's wild.
They said it makes it more lightweight, but I don't know.
Really
Particles in VR can be a fucking pain, yes.
Well, if they need to be rendered, yes. If they don't,
XPBD particles. I don't know what that is, but
if they don't necessarily need to be rendered, if they just drive like something else, they're not going to be that bad.
yeah.
You can still comfortably simulate like 1,000 to 10,000 particles. Like, you're not going to die.
Yeah. So, alright. If you want this, I can pirate it and send it to you.
So OB is advanced particle physics-based engine capable of simulating a wide range of deformable material behaviors, running both in the CPU and the GPU. CPU mode depends on burst jobs and collections and mathematics packages. With OB rope, you can create ropes in a matter of seconds. Oriented particle technology allow rods to offer torsion twisting effects. Ropes are more lightweight and can be cut and resized. Bones can be used to add secondary motion to character bone hierarchies. All of them can collide with the environment. Not based on rigid bodies and joints. It's interesting, dude. Let me see the reviews.
Quite insane. Horribly unstable jank fest.
Yeah, let's see what the 1 stars are. I always love that. Tried to like this asset, I really did, but after working it now for a year, can compensate as one of the most unstable mess I've had to contend with. Bugs upon bugs upon bugs, wildly unstable to the point that one wrong move appears to be ripping your roads out and starting again. When it works and works, and then suddenly it doesn't. Great.
Love it.
I love the beef between developers and reviewers. Like,
Yeah.
you asked if anyone else had issues with the rope becoming dead. I answered 20 minutes later, requesting more data about the specifics of your problem and suggesting problem causes in order to try and help, but never heard back from you. All right, we got one bad review, and then this guy being like it doesn't have Linux support. I think this thing's probably fine. All right, I want to look at this.
Damn, these developers are aggressive as fuck.
Yeah, no, it's always funny.
That's great. This might be a stretch, but I see a world where if we use this rope system to grab, so we attach like a thing on the object, and then we instantiate like a rope in between, and we can use that to fucking just drag it back, and we can say we grab like a cannonball or something, we can like swing it and hit players.
Yeah, actually, like,
there's,
if we could do it,
it would be kind of insane.
There would be a lot with it, to be honest.
Yeah. So we don't even need to do like the morph arm shit. We just like grab it and like swing it.
Yeah.
I think that's a world where that's like really, really fun. Like with this and the vehicle, like I don't even care.
I kind of get
like,
how it works. Those are big particles, so it's not that bad, Like,
hypothetically, yeah, but we need to test. They have snakes too. Like we can make snakes out of this. Put them in the environment as like a object.
Well, I'll try it. I'll make a local. So if you do have a pirated version of it, send it. Oh, not pirated. I appreciate fucking shit. All right. Well, I'm deleting this VOD. That sucks. Obi, if your system is cool, I'm buying it full price. Okay. I just want to try it.
I think I bought it. Like, I legit bought it at some point. I'll send it to you.
Okay, well, if you did, yeah, that'd be better. Because to be honest, too, when it's, like, the full thing, the actual package, it's just a little stabler.
Yeah. Obi.
Is that really the person's name?
Yeah, the company's called Virtual Method, but it's called the OB rope.
That's why I got a rope out there.
Yeah.
Lit.
Do a lot of people call you OB, Obina? Or
yeah, man. People call me all sorts of shit. Yeah. But my Nigerian people, the full name. Obina. Usually people over here, Obi. Like Obi-Wan. And I rock with it. I rock with both.
Badass name, like dope. Obi.
I got pull in
like
Japan,
Obi.
man. I got pull in Japan.
That's for sure, man.
Oh, I have an Obi rope right here. Let me see if it's the latest version. Oh, it's updated to 7.0.5. Might as well just get the latest one. Major update.
Oh, so question. I was just thinking about this. Let's say we like the car and we get to a place where we're like, hey, the car's cool. Like, what is the next big pressing thing? Obviously, we have our sandbox release, but like, is there like and there's art, right? But like, is there like another
part? Sorry.
Oh, part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Got you.
we gotta like just figure out how the parts in this come together, if they do. So like, ideally, I would want one part that like can change the driving experience, like, and just super simple rocket engine, fucking go fast. Like, it adds more force, you know. But like, I would want to try it where it's an external physics force now, like, also moving, you know, just to see. So if I could try that, we can try that. And just get something that, even if it's scuffed and you could fucking torpedo a car into the ground, that's fine. It's just like, as long as like you can kind of get it to work, that would be fine. And then the rest of the parts can be isolated. They can be like a, you know, I fucking shoot something, or I like, we should just define a clear, to be like, to KT's point, like what are the things parts can do, like the static ones. And just make like a couple of versions of each, so that we can just make 4 systems at the most that are isolated, and just repeat those with different values and things like that.
Yeah, Rourke. With this Ovi rope shit, even the static one I see becoming like a really funny thing to put on. So we attach a rope to it, and then just when we drive, like it obviously like it like shakes and it bends. It's like a rope hammer shit. You just like drive and then whip it with the static damage dealer to the enemy car or something like that. I think it's worth trying out for sure. To mess around.
For sure, yeah.
I'd say it definitely solves a lot of our problems, because we are trying to use grapple. Like if we have a rope physics, like this is gonna be our grapple.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny. The one thing it would be like, we'd have to dynamically resize that rope a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
So we just have to see how configurable this rope would be. But I'm down to try it for sure.
Yeah.
And
hopefully it doesn't kill our performance.
Yeah. I mean, you know, worst case, right? All you gotta do is you simulate it once for the, well, if we're server authoritative, we would simulate it on the server, and then that's a little tough because we'd have to render the simulation also on the client. Well, actually, that's fine. You can have 2 different looking ropes, but like, if they're physicsy, shit can get fucked, you know? So having a predictive like feeling of that, tough.
Yes. Hey. Wait, give me 1 second.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, Ben, that makes I don't think we have any major changes, so we could probably just pull it and be all right.
Yeah. I only tested in multiplayer, so definitely wanted to test just like 2 people for real.
Yeah, I can do it right now.
All right, fuck it.
Let me hold on. I gotta send a text real quick.
Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, what were we saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you the thing. Okay, yeah, I did buy it. Alright, I guess I have to use Google Drive because this exceeds the limit. Google Drive. But if this is a pain in the ass, don't worry about it. Just
What,
if
the
it's
rope
easy
thing?
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want to try it. Like, I do. Like,
Yeah.
so...
Because I really think it could potentially solve a lot of our issues.
Yeah, it could just make things a little simpler.
Yeah. Because all we're trying to do is to grab, to grapple, potentially punch. Oh yeah, pressing the UI might become a problem with this, unless we want to do UI screens and yeah, doing physical buttons. Yeah, something to keep in mind when you go into Avatar is physical interactions with objects.
Yes.
So like buttons, whatever, like how do you want to press it? Might as well do like a poke interaction. Because it's always a nice to have. Alright, see if you can open this.
One second, I'm just gonna test this, test the shit with Obina. Alright, you pushed a version up to your brand?
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's basically that new character controller branch. There should be a new branch, a new child branch after that.
Sick.
And it's Theme 12.
I do lament the fact when we're gonna go back to our individual branches. Yeah, I got you. Hotfix client driving issue.
Yeah, that one.
Alright, key source changes. Let me dip this real quick.
Yeah, we should actually get to the habit of like walking through like what changed.
Yeah. Alright, turn radius. Right, so this is the new stuff that I assume you added.
Oh
yeah, you can't even see it. Yeah, it's just way too fucking small.
But what does it say? Or what
Vehicle
box?
controller, vehicle data, driver seat anchor, passenger area, max passengers.
Yeah, that's the like new format. So
Yeah.
pretty much we just have two transforms and there's no seat.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't think. I think it's okay because all the values that we went through, I think, have stayed, so I can just keep the turning radius smaller. I'm gonna turn that down myself. Turn radius 2. Yeah, okay. Alright. And then collision detection 2. Well, that's discrete.
Right,
Network
it should be
behaviors.
discrete, right?
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, that's all right. I'll just take yours.
Wait, no, it should be discrete and it's not.
Yeah, I think discrete is collision detection 0, and then I think continuous dynamic is collision detection 2. So I think yours was, I don't know. We'll check. We'll check. It's no biggie. I mean, these are, all right. Has anybody ever answered like those scam texts that are like, would you like to do an online position or whatever, like a job?
Yes, I had.
Is it just trying to mine for like, is it just trying to mine for information basically?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's cool. That's fucking cool. Holy shit. Yord? Dude, this is fucking cool, man. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna put this on. I would fuck up a puzzle game. I would with this mechanic. Hold on. Really fucking cool, actually.
Pineapple. Damn. Yo.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah. A puzzle game can be fucking lit with this.
Yeah, puzzle game logic must be crazy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. You gotta think about so many edge cases.
Yeah, imagine you go into like a escape room with like a word bank.
Yeah. This is like, I mean, it's 3D Scribblenauts, but like in a really cool way.
But you really gotta implement every every word.
Well,
like word
so like
combinations.
Scribblenauts is such a cool game because they basically, there was a thing like a GDC talk about it where they talk about like how the game, like, it could so easily just get out of hand and have all these crazy permutations that we always have to think about, but they made it in a way where it's like, actually we made this really scalable game that was really easy to make, where like we didn't have to think about all the, like, it's actually easier than you think once you understand how to, like, what people most often create combinations of and things like that, like to create puzzles that, like, there's only couples of ways to do things, and people find that very quite quickly. And it's this whole thing about human intuition that it's like, you don't need to create all the possible things in the world or all the possible permutations or combinations in the world, but like, you have just enough that it feels like a huge game. God damn, dude, I'm kind of obsessed with this, actually. Also, just the execution of it is so good. The mechanic of pulling it apart like that, it's so satisfying.
It is.
Like, I can just imagine, like, the little haptic, like, shake, 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 and then, like, a big impulse.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can have this in our game.
No, not Get Set Go. I don't think it would work, but...
No, with the rope, sort of like pulling something.
Oh, yeah.
And then turns into something else.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty funny. But, like, dude, I would want to fucking... I would reach out to these dudes and be like, "Oh, we'll make a fucking puzzle game with this shit in the long run. Just let us use it."
Let us use it.
Well, I mean, I think this is. I would argue that this is like, that's a mechanic. Like this is theirs. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool though. Like, you know, if you wanted, like, Chris is always talking about some Wordle type shit. You know, like a Wordle type game. This is fucking it right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Especially that.
And AI. Yeah, with AI.
No, my fault. AR. Like if I could, like, I don't know, like scan real world.
Oh yeah.
And then like
mixed reality.
Yeah, and then like get a new Apple and like I don't know.
Get a new Apple.
Cause like really, it just has to identify like what this item is and give me a string of letters, which is fucking simple now.
Yeah.
And so you could do like any item. I think the hard part is like how the fuck is he pulling these items apart and like eating it and shit. What the fuck?
No, it's cool. Alright, anyway. Back to the important shit. Alright. We were on 12. Oh yeah, the skateboard. Fuck it, we don't need to change anything. Let's run it.
So basically I wrote up a test. How to use linear. We have to, client should spawn car and drive it. So like client has to be able to spawn a car. Whoever's player 2 spawns a car, they should drive their own car. Host spawn a car and the client should be able to drive it. And then obviously the host should still be able to drive their car. As far as riding, people should be able to jump on just as the passenger.
Right.
Add that. Riders should ride. Okay, cool. Alright, so I could it who you want to be? Host, client? Doesn't matter.
Well, why don't I be client? Because I guess,
okay.
Then I can struggle through the whatever we need. Let me run it. Whew. Alrighty.
Yo.
Yo.
Okay, so the only car that works is that's rigged up in this new system. Comes from this menu. I have to rig up the other ones.
Okay.
But okay, first test is if you, as the second person, just click and spawn a car and drive it. You should be able to know a lot. Yeah, see a car.
I do not.
Fuck, are you serious?
No.
You see the car, Robina? There's a car in your seat?
Yes, I see a car.
Oh, damn.
Do you have any errors?
Touche. Oh yeah. Nesting key out of bounds won't try and create nested object. Oh, behavioral count mismatch. Hold on.
Okay. Maybe I have some shit I need to push. Alright. I don't think that's it. I have a few files. Oh yeah, that's the car. That's crazy. Okay. Wait, do we know why shit gets added in private? Like, and not like...
I have no idea.
Hey. Fuck. Alright.
I was confused about that the first time, and then I've just since been like, it doesn't seem to break stuff, so. But maybe it does.
Alright. I just pushed one up.
Cool.
We can talk about it. So I've been in a wheelchair for
Fuck. Oh, right, I still gotta merge this, right? I was like, why don't I have any incoming changes?
Alright.
Okay, let's try it again.
Was after King America from the Liberals. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, that was the first time that we really had a large...
Yo, on the real, 1,000 by 1,000 is not that big.
No.
At all.
No, it's not. It is not. Alright, I got my,
oh shit.
ready to go. Are you in there? Oh yeah, you are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in here.
And how dare you?
Oh, okay.
And for the most part, you know, everything we heard from the religious groups were like, this is wrong, which they're totally entitled to think so and whatever, but Sean Penn was the first guy to write a letter and say, you better stop this, to us personally. And it was just like, dude.
I mean, personally, if we could, and we haven't, but I would like to secretly pay family for doing that. I don't think it's good for friends. But the big kind of lie, the biggest lie about the beginnings of South Park was that even happened.
Okay.
I see you in here.
Yep.
I'm up here on the
Oh, hey.
Dark Knight Simulator.
Yeah. Brooding. Alright, let me, spawn. Ah, there we go. Okay, now I see
You
the
see
car.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little shaky.
It's shaking. Fuck.
It's shaking quite a lot. But, fuck it, let's just see what happens.
Nothing.
Yeah, I can't drive shit. Is it shaking for you?
No. Wait. So this is one thing I saw. Now watch. Okay.
Oh, it's not shaking anymore. Now that you.
Now you try to drive it now.
Okay.
Nothing.
I can grab the steering wheel though, but. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it starts to
But
shake.
you couldn't before.
I couldn't before, yeah.
Okay, that's weird. If I spawn this car, can you drive?
Still shaking a lot, which is interesting. It's like violently shaking. And no, but I can grab the steering wheel.
Yo, okay, what the fuck? So ass.
Yeah, so the car drives good for you. It's funny, like the moment you get on the car, it like stops shaking.
But when I'm not in the car, it shakes. Wild as fuck.
Like even
Like
once,
both of them are shaking right now.
well, when you get off of the car, it's like not shaking. Get on this one, like the one nearest to you. Okay, so yeah, that one's not shaking anymore. And then I think maybe if I get on this one, I'll like grab the steering wheel and then it starts to like shake a little bit.
If you get on this one, do you get
Oh, now that vehicle's shaking. Oh, that's weird. Now it is shaking. For me.
just the fact that it shakes for the client? Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, let's swap real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see this for yourself, yeah.
The biggest backlash we've ever experienced that because it was good press, but the big kind of lie, the biggest lie about the beginnings of South Park was that even happened. No one was mad.
Alright, I'm gonna
You know, the beginning
pop
was
off
like,
real
well,
quick
the
before
South
jumping
Park's
to the
cover,
vehicle stuff.
kids shouldn't be
I'll catch you guys later.
Sounds good, man. No worries.
watching this, but the truth was
Good.
there was no
Alright,
getting
peace.
mad. And so like the press just kept saying it, and we're like, yeah.
Alright, let me know when you're, Oh yeah, I gotta hop in first, yeah.
Yeah.
People were getting mad, yeah. And it helped us out, but it never really happened. The biggest back.
Yeah, Hytale looks crazy. Hytale is being built by the Hypixel team. They actually got acquired by Riot a while back. But the idea is that it's Minecraft but better. It is built for modding, is the idea. We can go and build all of our own stuff and then put it in there and then go and build that. So imagine Minecraft, but not single-threaded, but not where we have to have these shitty modding frameworks over the top of them. Like, we can just have Minecraft and modify it to do whatever we want.
Yeah,
And
fuck.
it looks better, too. So I'm excited for this. How do you make games built for modding? You have to build in systems where players can write their own scripting language or like write stuff in their own scripting or be able to import their own models and textures and things like that. You basically make it so that it is allowed to do that instead of them having to modify the client. How do they fund it? They run the largest Minecraft server in the world. It's Hypixel. Yeah, Hytale looks crazy. Hytale is being built by the Hypixel team. They actually got acquired by Riot a while back. But the idea is that it's Minecraft but better. It is built for...
Alright, Elo.
Yo. The fuck? Okay, alright. On a car, it is shaking.
Yeah.
Fucking uncontrollably.
Yeah. Oh.
What the fuck?
You're
I'm driving, but it's so shaky.
Yeah.
It's literally as shaky as it looks.
And your body
But-
gets left behind, by the way.
My body got left behind.
Yeah, but then when you leave the car, your body like teleports to where you are now. That was something I did see during the to be honest, when we shot the real footage. It was like a weird thing.
Okay, can you drive? Okay, I see you driving. It's
You see how
steady
it's
as
like,
fuck.
yeah, it's steady, right?
Yeah, I see you sliding behind though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the car's moving steady as fuck. can't drive any of the other cars, which is weird.
Oh.
So that first one I drove,
Yeah.
fluke, total fluke. I can't drive these.
Huh.
Oh shit.
But that's strange.
The one you spawned, I could drive.
Oh, oh yeah, that one. Yeah, so it's funny. Your body is like here.
Still back there.
It's frozen, basically. And then eventually, there you go. You just popped away.
Nah, that's strange. Oh shit. Shit. Oh shit. I got hit off the map.
Can you ride on the car? We haven't tried that yet, have we?
Nah, I gotta restart. So when the car hit me, I went through the floor.
Holy shit.
Damn. Alright, I'm rejoining. That should be player 3. Okay, see a bunch of fucked up cars. They're shaking. Maybe drive. Alright, well, I see you. So,
On the,
nope.
is there no riding?
Let me look for my logs. I should see an entry. Hold on, wait. I can't see it. If we just try. That should go again. Alright, so I could drive one of these cars. It's weird, but it shakes so much. I can't tell if this is my stabilizer. Yo, do I look like I'm on this car?
One sec.
By the spawn.
Yes. Well, no, I see the car driving, but I'm too far away to see if you're on it. Hold on. But my guess is I don't think so.
Alright, yeah, but where are you?
Hold on, I'm coming toward you.
Oh shit. I guess 1,000 by 1,000 is.
It's big. It is actually big. It's just when you're moving in a fast vehicle, it feels small. But in reality, it's actually very, very big. Like, you can make an argument too big. Like, if there was only 16 people in here, like, we could all, like, not see each other, you know? So we will have to do a lot to, like, steer the attention of players to, you know, hot spots and stuff and that kind of shit. Okay. I do not see you on this car. Yeah, not at all.
You just see a car moving.
I just see an empty car. And if you were to get off, I think you would probably teleport right here. You would suddenly appear.
I got off the car. How about? You see me?
Okay, maybe I don't.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm like right in front of you.
Yeah, no, I don't see you at all now.
Oh, but. Okay. Okay, well this didn't solve jack shit. Good to know. Input authority. Alright. Good to know. Alright, appreciate it. I gotta go back to the drawing board. That shit is not working.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man.
I wonder if there is just a simpler way to like, because right now the issue is I spawn a car and it's with my input authority.
Uh-huh.
and that seems to be all well and good.
Uh-huh.
Like that's how I was able to get the client to even drive it all. So
Uh-huh.
like we have to get the client to request and switch input authority.
Uh-huh.
But it seems like you as the server are not seeing my input authority like respected. But like you're respecting like the values of like steering because that's server authoritative. So the server is like allowing me to drive,
Yeah.
but not allowing my visuals to like be on it. So I gotta figure that out.
Yeah, it's strange, dude. It's also strange that it was like we were kind of okay and then we weren't.
Yeah, I'm gonna try without stabilizers. I'm gonna try just like a pure parent and see, and then like work backwards.
Alright, man.
But
That's
yeah, very helpful.
all good.
Appreciate it.
All good. Yeah,
I'm
so,
about to go eat.
yeah, for real. I gotta go get some groceries for the week. Sounds good, man. Well, if you're on later, I'm gonna be here today, so I'll be playing some games.
Got you, some Val. Yeah. I need to like play this shit in my like daily life. I need to get one a day, like
For real. I think
separately,
low-key.
away from y'all. I
Pray for the
need to lock in on who I am, my Val identity. Before I fuck with y'all.
I feel that, dude, low-key, honestly.
Or modding is the idea. We
Man.
can go and build all of our own stuff.
Alright, man.
And then
Well,
put it in there,
I'll
and then
catch you
go
later,
build.
alright?
So imagine
All right, man.
Minecraft,
Alright.
but not single thread.
Alright, peace.
Alright, let's see. Are they still watching? The Stinkler's still? Oh, yes! Thanks for the lurk, man. I appreciate it. Let's see who's online.